I'm so excited that you've joined me today. We are going to be reviewing a few different things. But first, let's get some things out of the way. I am Jessica Nova, and you need to make sure you click the little thing wherever it is so that you can like and subscribe and follow this channel. I do lots of reviews of different things. There's other great models on here. There's other great people. So make sure that you like and subscribe so you never miss one. And let's have a lot of fun today. So I hope you're in store for something a little spooky and a little, oh, hi kitty kitty, a little home ec. We're gonna talk about cooking, we're gonna talk about a little bit of fashion, and we're gonna talk about creepy stuff. So the first thing we're gonna review is this apron set. Now, keep in mind, I am only wearing this apron. So you can see it's got great coverage. It's super cute. Let me make sure my bow is nice and tied. I can't show you the back, but you can see it goes around. It's nice and fitted. Not a lot of like, ooh, a little bit of side boob. But I feel very comfortable. I wouldn't just cook in this because, you know, I want to make sure I don't get flying oil on my titties or anything silly. But it is really comfy. It has two real pockets on the skirt. You can see my little brat. This is Sammy. We call him Sammy. But this little apron set, it's from Amazon, so the link will be down there. But it also comes with two super cute oven mitts. Oh, this is the first time I've put these on. They're really comfy in here. This is like canvas inside. These are super well made. I think this full set is under $20 and I love it. We did have an issue. So, not with the person we actually bought this from, but on Amazon there's a set that shows this photo, and what we got in the mail was this itty bitty little, like, wouldn't cover anything, different material. This is nice and cotton and well made. That was almost like a sheer, I don't even know. It was horrible. So make sure that if you do order this, you click the link that we picked, so you get the right item. And because I didn't cover this at the beginning, I have not been paid by any of these companies to talk about their products. I have been selected to review stuff by the channel creator so that we can bring interesting reviews to you, but I am under no burden to tell you what I think about these. So I'm going to give you my honest opinions, and you don't have to agree, but they are my actual opinions. Oh, these are so cute. The only thing I will say about this is it has great coverage, but it does kind of untie a little bit. So this is probably the third time I've had to retie it. I haven't tied it in double knots, so maybe that would make a difference, but I really just want a cute bow. This is really fun for like a pin-up-y home, just photo shoot, or just kind of sitting and wanting to be really cute when you're cooking. It makes me feel adorable wearing it. Now we're going to get into the fun stuff. So the other thing we're going to talk about is not quite a full review. So we have 3 different cookbooks that I'm going to show you and just talk a little bit about. And then later on this channel, which is why I said like and subscribe, that you need to make sure you're doing that. Sorry, lost my train of thought. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can see me talk more in detail, because later on I'll be cooking something from each of these 3 books and getting a little bit more of a feel. These are just going to be based on like the art, what I see glimpsing through it, and just kind of the overall interest, I guess. So, first one we're going to talk about is Feeding Hannibal. Ooh, I love this. I love hardcover books. I like hardcover cookbooks. This one is mega fancy. Oh, I love the sound of binding. So this is, of course, based on the Hannibal TV show. It is more of a full meal. So everything's kind of broken up into breakfast, appetizers, mains that are meats, mains that are fish and vegetarian, which is great because I'm primarily, or at least I try to be, a pescatarian, so it's nice to have a whole section of options that's pretty beefy here. Soup, salads, and side dishes, desserts, and drinks. Achieving the Hannibal look, which I haven't checked out that section yet. That's kind of interesting. How to Hannibalize your table, so kind of a decorating little bit. Mads Mikkelsen did a foreword, and then you have art throughout from the series, and just super interesting. It also talks about some basic stocks and sauces, which I love any book that kind of gives you a little bit of a head start by telling you things you'll need kind of throughout the book and letting you make them early on. So I do like that, and I love it when it's versatile stuff like a stock or a sauce. Oh, he's just so handsome. So this book's distracting because there's lots of him enjoying food, and you can't help but want to sit down and eat. My only complaint about this book is I feel that once you dive in, there's not really a way to just do an item. I think that if you go to this book, you have to go in with the intention of you are going to make a meal. Start to finish, several courses, and it's the only way to really justify some of the extensive effort that a lot of these dishes take, because they do. They take a lot more effort, they take a lot more time. There's an entire presentation that kind of goes with these to get the full effect. So I'm excited about this one. I'm a little nervous because I'll have to pick, multiple things. So this is not the one we'll be starting with, but this was the one I was super excited about, that I knew people that had the book and that enjoyed the book. And I just opened a section that said modeling clay you can eat, which is weird. I clearly have not read the entire book. But yeah, I think it's super, super awesome. It's just very extensive. So then we're going to talk about the Necronomnomnom, which is based on H.P. Lovecraft. Again, another nice hardcover. This one has art throughout that's just wild. So I don't even know where to begin. It does have multiple courses. So you have drinks in here, you have desserts, you have ways to go about the entire meal. They even have a children's meals section, which I think is kind of fun. You've got soups and salads, main dishes, breakfast, sides. But all the initial names for things like that you will find in the beginning, they are play on words to go with the overall theme of H.P. Lovecraft. So like the children's meals, you have cultists in robes, which are kind of like a pigs in a blankets, Yiggy pudding, Lovecraft macaroni and cheese, shog pockets. You have an investigator gumbo in your soups and salads, pallid bisque, New England damned chowder, which is one of the first things I want to make because I love New England clam chowder, and I think it'll be super, super fun to do out of this. But then you have art, and it's all kind of in this style, almost like drawings, and it's very, very cool. And then in the back, luckily, because I was kind of nervous about this, they go through, it has a solid index. I'm trying to find it, because they go through and they kind of touch on the words of things, of what like everything is. Maybe it's back here. Yeah, so like the grape old wands is baked beef and sausage wontons. Sunken moo is a marinated steak. So the rites revealed. So this way you kind of have a better idea of what each thing is, and you're not having to guess. It does mean that a lot of the book is kind of a little too silly. You have to go kind of to the you have to go to the back, the appendix, and use those recipes to know for sure what you're supposed to do, and you can see the difference in the book. So it's a lot of excess that I kind of feel gets a little old. The naming and everything is super fun and it's adorable, and then if I'm actually wanting to cook though, going to the back and having to do that extra effort is kind of a turnoff for me, so I don't love that. And then this was not the initial book we picked out. The other one, we'll talk about another time, because it's one that we won't necessarily be using as much. Actually, I'll grab it and we'll talk about it in a second. But this is the one I'm most excited about, and this is the one that we will be using first. So this is WitchCraft Cocktails. It's seasonal drinks infused with magic and ritual. I consider myself a practicing witch. And to have something that's almost like tonics that you can coincide with the moon or what you're doing is an extra little bit of fun. It's something that I like to do with some of my friends anyway. And the names are clever, and it even tells you what the energies are for the drink, like what the drink is supposed to be doing or invoking or the intention behind it. And I just think that's adorable. They also go over drinkware, which is something I'm not super great at because I will drink gin out of a coffee mug if I want to. There was one other little thing I wanted to talk about that was really adorable in here. Oh, they talk about syrups. So they have a couple special syrups they use throughout the book, and this is the same thing that Hannibal does that I talked about. It gives you, in the, like real early in the book, stuff that you're going to be using a lot of, and this does it. It talks about a hazelnut chamomile bourbon and how to infuse that, a lavender chamomile syrup, and there's a like honey syrup, how to make grenadine, which is rad. Bergamot ginger syrup, things that are just really inventive. And because I like botanicals and I love herbs and I love infusions, that caught my eye. So that's the one we're going to start with. Here in the next couple of weeks, we'll make a couple drinks and we'll talk about it. And I can't wait for you to join me. The other book we'll talk about next time, it's a Vincent Price book. You know what? I'll go over it real quick. It's a Vincent Price book. It's one of his cookbooks. It's a beautiful book, very much involved in his love for cooking, but it's not spooky in any way. Really, it's a cookbook. That was kind of a goof on my part. I thought for sure Vincent Price's cookbook would be a little spooky, and it's not particularly. And a lot of the food, in my opinion, isn't stuff I would necessarily like to eat, or at least it doesn't sound really appetizing to me. So we will do it, but we'll talk about it another time. But for now, get hyped. Again, like and subscribe. I'm Jessica Nova. You can follow me on Instagram at @thejessicanova. And keep your eyes peeled and let's talk about some cool stuff. Okay? Bye.